Hello everybody, it's Glitter Informer, and welcome to what's honestly a pretty useless episode of Meitantei Pretty Cure. Like, we already knew last week that there's no way any of the Cure Eclair candidates can actually be Cure Eclair, except for Kurea Howa, the focus of last episode. But we need to have a focus episode for all 4 candidates, even if it's just a formality at this point. Introducing the 4th and final candidate, Rei Kaneda, the stern yet secretly friendly student council president. This episode firmly cemented Rei as my favorite of the 4 candidates for multiple reasons. First of all, Rei is simply more relatable than the other 3. The others are all teenage prodigies in some field. Eriza is an award-winning novelist, Shiruku is a nationwide celebrity actor, and Kurea is a professional baker who makes jaw-droppingly amazing food. Rei, meanwhile, is the student council president. That's impressive, don't get me wrong, but every school's got one. As far as accomplishments go, that isn't exactly 1 in a million, so Rei's by far the most normal out of everybody. Second of all, Rei has the deepest connection with our protagonists. Granted, the other candidates all have something going on. Eriza and Shiruku have both helped Anna and Mikuru investigate cases before. Kurea is the least connected, but even then, the Kyoto Detective Agency is a frequent customer of her patisserie. But Rei has the special distinction of being the only one to be in on the masquerade. She and she alone is aware that Pochitan is an actual living being and not just a toy. Throughout episode 24, Rei and Pochitan grow even closer, and their interactions are adorable. Rei is so protective and caring for Pochitan, and Pochitan in turn absolutely loves Rei and wants the best for her. This made it easier to get emotionally invested in Rei as a character than any of the other 4 candidates. Finally, Rei has the most engaging personal struggles out of the 4. I've complained numerous times that Shiruku and Kurea have absolutely no flaws or personal challenges whatsoever. They're simple, flat characters that don't grow or change. There's absolutely nothing to lash onto for either of them. Eriza is much better in this regard. Her lifelong dream is to become a detective just like Anna and Mikuru. But for whatever reason, she was unable to make that dream come true. And even though she truly does love writing, she feels trapped in it and unable to try anything else. As the show went on, Eriza gained confidence in her own detective skills and eventually decided to pursue both writing and sleuthing. That's character growth. I'm not going to say that Rei's character flaws and growth are better than Eriza's, but I personally prefer them because I find them more relatable. So, what are those problems that Rei has to work through? First of all, Rei has no friends. She has such a cold, stern demeanor by default that the other students are scared of her. The only classmates who actually give her the time of day are Anna and Mikuru. Since the beginning of the show, she's warmed up to our 2 main characters as well as to Pochitan. Making friends, that's character development right there. The second problem, which rears its head starting in this episode, is that Rei wants to protect Pochitan but finds herself unable to do so. A lot of this week's fight scene consists of Rei and Pochitan being chased by Niji. Rei's carrying Pochitan while running and holding her close so she doesn't get hurt. Though now that I think of it, why doesn't Pochitan just use her magical powers to whisk Rei away from the scene entirely? Throughout the show, Pochitan has shown the ability to drag Anna along at really high speeds, and in episode 1 she was able to fly Anna and Mikuru even more quickly. But whatever. Niji is after Pochitan, because she's carrying this week's important item. And he eventually catches up to her and Rei and knocks Rei into a wall. The item falls out, Niji snatches it, and Rei has failed. Sure, she at least served as a cushion for Pochitan's fall, but even so, Rei has a full-on crying breakdown because, as a non-Pretty Cure, she can hardly protect Pochitan at all. This makes Rei the first and only Cure Eclair candidate to actually cry. Clearly, she's struggling more than the other 3 candidates combined. Now, it's not exactly clear why Rei feels better about this by the end of the episode. Obviously, she's relieved at the end when it turns out that Pochitan is alright. It probably helps that Anna, Mikuru, and Pochitan thank Rei for protecting Pochitan, even though, like I mentioned, Rei still got caught by Niji. Then again, I did also mention that Rei cushioned Pochitan's impact with the wall, so she helped at least a little bit. So yeah, that's 2 instances of character development right there. And what good instances they are. I don't know about you all, but I can certainly relate. When I was in middle school, I didn't have any friends either, and also I can still relate to the feeling of not being good enough to be of use to other people. It's a tough thing, and it really grounds Rei in reality. And there you have it, my page-long dissertation on why Rei is best girl, at least out of the 4 girls who might be Cure Eclair. And honestly, this just makes episode 24 sting even more. It was a nice big taste of what we could have been in for, in an alternate version of this show where Rei really was Cure Eclair. Unfortunately, it was never meant to be. Rei will never fulfill her desire to become a pretty cure. She'll never be able to truly, fully protect Pochitan. In fact, she'll probably fall out of focus once it's revealed once and for all that she isn't Cure Eclair, and will hardly see her interacted with Pochitan or with her only 2 human friends Anna and Mikuru ever again. The more I think about this, the more frustrated I am, because the people in charge really did choose the most boring possible character to be Cure Eclair. Shiruku might also be a nothing burger of a character, but at least her energetic attitude and constant moving around are kinda nice, I suppose. And also she gets nervous sometimes before performances and has to do breathing exercises to calm down. That's a smidgen of a thing, at least. What does Kurea have? She's rather disquieted to learn that Lulukai is a Phantom Thief, and that's literally it. She never struggles or even has to try at anything. Ever. She never does anything entertaining or memorable throughout the whole show. There is nothing to this character, and yet she gets to be the big mid-season cure everyone's so hyped about, while the actual 2 interesting characters, and also Shiruku, are thrown aside. Not only have the writers completely blown the mystery and eliminated all uncertainty, but they really couldn't have picked a worse character for this now obvious twist. For all of our sakes, I really hope that Kurea eventually does grow on me and I end up looking back on this review and feeling ridiculous, but for the moment, I am honestly peeved. Well, that was a good bundle of hot air about Rei and Kurea, but we're almost 2 pages into this script, and I've barely touched on the actual plot of this episode. So remember back in episode 5 when Rei asked Mikuru to investigate ghost sightings that turned out to actually be a disguised Niji? Well, that's basically what happens in this episode, except they actually try with the mystery this time. Folks across the school have been reporting instances of spooky stuff, like a crying painting, a moving science lab skeleton, and a piano playing on its own. Ooh. It's nice seeing Mikuru's fear of ghosts return to the silver screen, especially now that Anna's there to rub her forehead and comfort her. I thought that scene was pretty fun. But Mikuru doesn't just have her trusty gal pal Anna. Rei herself has decided to join in on the investigation. The previous 3 Cure Eclair candidates each had their own moment where they showed off detective prowess, and Rei is no different. She's so invested in her school that she knows where every little thing in each of the classrooms normally is, so she figures out that some of the items have been moved around. I'm talking really easy to miss details here, like what order the paintings in the music room are hung up in. This insight is what causes Anna and Mikuru to get their Jimmy Neutron Brain Blast. So, who done it? Every single one of the Phantom Thieves. They've been rooting around the school, moving items around and accidentally scaring the daylights out of people, because they're looking for something. So what are they searching for? Anna and Mikuru instantly figure it out, though it isn't clear how. The Phantom Thieves themselves, however, are stumped. All they know is that the next Makoto Jewel fragment is in an item hidden somewhere within this school. It's only when girl genius Luluka steps in that they finally make a breakthrough. See, they've searched all over the school and can't find it, so Luluka deduces that it's being held by a person who is currently walking out of the school. That still leaves a lot of options, but somehow Luluka is able to tell that that person is the chairwoman of the school, and the important item is the key to the school gates. Anna and Mikuru make a huge deal of how important the keys are, how they open doors that welcome everybody in, and how they're a symbol of the school, but neither of these statements make sense to me. First of all, no, the school doesn't welcome everybody in. Anna wasn't allowed on the premises in episode 5 because she wasn't a registered student yet. She had to disguise herself and sneak in. If the school really were that welcoming, it wouldn't even need a key, because it wouldn't be locked. Second of all, how is the key a symbol of the school if we've never even heard of this key until now? The swallows from episode 5 and 6 make more sense as symbols. They're giant statues that are out front for everyone to see. Well, whatever. The Phantom Thieves show up, so Pochitan uses her magical telekinesis powers to grab the key and fly away. Rei follows Pochitan, and Niji follows Rei. Meanwhile, Ana, Mikuru, and Luluka transform, and they fight to keep the other thieves from giving chase. Both transformation sequences are still completely uncut, by the way. Okay, I actually lied about them keeping the other thieves from chasing Pochitan. Augustin and Goemon sneak out to go hunting for the baby fairy. So Cure Mystique chases Augustin and Goemon, who are chasing Niji, who is chasing Rei, who is chasing Pochitan. And all the while, Cure answers facing off against Cure Arcana Shadow by herself. That girl's got guts. Notice, by the way, that even though Rei and Luluka do briefly encounter one another before everyone transforms, Luluka doesn't acknowledge Rei's existence at all. This show isn't even trying to convince the audience that Rei could possibly be Luluka's former partner. So, then it happens just like I told you a couple pages ago. Rei catches up to Pochitan, and they manage to hide for a little bit, but then Niji catches them and grabs the key, and then Cure Mystique shows up. Then Niji turns the key into a Haninda, and the barrier pops up and everyone else gets hidden from Rei's view. So that confirms it. The Phantom Thieves barrier only shows up once the Haninda gets summoned. It also confirms that Kurea really is the special. Even if you're like Rei and you really want to be a Pretty Cure, your sheer willpower won't be enough to get you through the barrier. You already have to be a Pretty Cure for that to work. So Cure Mystique battles the Haninda all on her own. And maybe it's just me being stupid, but between this scene and the Answer/Arcana Shadow fight earlier, I think the animation in this episode is better than usual. Don't get me wrong, it's not breathtakingly gorgeous like episode 13. We'll probably have to wait until next week's big showdown for that. Then Cure Mystique finishes the fight with Mystique Strike and takes back the Makoto Jewel fragment. With the Makoto Jewel lost, the Phantom Thieves skedaddle, and all is well again. In the end, we didn't get any lore drops about Cure Eclair at all. You might be wondering then, what about the big cliffhanger at the end of episode 23? Wasn't there a big to-do about getting the person who was Cure Eclair to sniff some lilies and regain her memories? Well, Jet Senpai started making some lily-scented perfume at the beginning of the episode, and it wasn't even finished until right at the end, so you have to wait a whole nother week for that plot point. At the very end of the episode, right before the ending theme, we get a brief flashback to each of the 4 candidates. I guess these lines are supposed to show how each of them have the potential to be Cure Eclair, and I guess Eriza and Rei's lines make sense. Eriza says that maybe she'd be a star detective if she had a partner, and Rei says that she wants to be a Pretty Cure so she can protect Pochitan. But Shiruku and Kurea's lines don't seem relevant to that at all. Shiruku says that she considers Ana and Mikuru to be her friends, and Kurea says she believes in her truth. Whatever that means. I still don't get that from last episode. There's actually one more thing right before the ending theme, actually. See, Usonoir is understandably peeved that his underlings haven't even gotten him a single Makoto Jewel fragment. But here's the thing. He still has Cure Eclair's transformation Makoto Jewel. It doesn't look the same as the ordinary ones they've been stealing every episode. It instead looks like the ones Ana, Mikuru, and Luluka use to transform. But even still, a Makoto Jewel is a Makoto Jewel. So even though Usonoir really didn't want it to come to this, he's going to use Eclair's jewel for something next episode. I'm guessing he's probably going to summon an exceptionally powerful Haninda out of it. And I'm thinking that he doesn't want to do this because if Cure Answer and Cure Mystique manage to defeat that Haninda, they're going to take the Makoto Jewel back, and Cure Eclair will be able to transform again. We'll see if my theory is right next episode. Oh, that's that. The Cure Eclair arc is almost over. I think it's now finally time for me to cast my vote in that official online poll. The poll exists in both Japanese and English, which is really nice of Toei to do. I'll put a link in the description if you all haven't voted yet but want to as well. Apparently you can vote in this poll once a day for some reason. I don't really get why you'd want to vote more than once. But whatever, next time. It will be July 19th, both in and out of Universe. And our heroes will finally face off against Usonoir on that fated day. This time, with nothing stopping Usonoir from going all out. Will the prophecy come true? Will Usonoir really become a great king? And will we get to see more of those lovely looking summer outfits shown for the first time in the preview? Let's find out together next week. Bye bye!